standing here outside Parliament House, where some of New Zealand's top political minds and David Seymour come together to represent their constituencies and push forward change. Typically, half the House is made up by the government, with the other half being made up by the opposition, creating a representative democracy, where even if the party you voted for doesn't make it into power, you can still watch them bitch and moan about it for the next 3 years. Because of New Zealand's unique political system, minority parties like ACT, home to arrogant prick David Seymour, can form coalitions or team up with other parties in order to create a majority and win elections. Needless to say, the thought of giving power to David Seymour, or at the very least, the 16-year-old libertarian who is currently inhabiting his lifeless, bloating, dilapidated fuckwit corpse, makes me feel violently ill, and I would do anything in my power to stop it.
Well, first of all, 17-year-olds should go back into the adult justice system. If you don't do what the constable says, you're going to go to a place where you won't have your friends, you won't have your phone, you won't have any fun. In fact, hell, we won't even give you KFC.
His latest jokes about the Ministry for Pacific Peoples.
In my fantasy, we'd send a guy called Guy Fawkes in there and it'll be all over, but we'll probably have to have a more formal approach than that.
But what do you intend to do about things like vape stores targeted young kids around early teens or 12-year-olds?
Fair enough, sir. First of all, they're not targeting you, it's your choice, so you've got to say no. Personal responsibility 101. Even the Speaker of the House of Parliament weighed in and said that I was a bully. Well, a public beating hasn't gone out of fashion here in New Zealand or in this Parliament.
My plan was to start a rumour so nasty that it would make David completely unelectable. So I turned to the most devious group of people willing to appear on camera for free that I knew. My improv buddies.
Yeah, we've got one.
Go on.
Yeah, sure. Sex with an all black in a public space.
Sex with an all black in a public space.
Yeah, you know, just they're both meant to be role models.
That would be bad. Yeah, no, good work, you guys.
Despite largely wasting my time with yes and comedy, the boys did have one or two good ideas worth considering. So I had my producer mock up some prospective material that I believe David could never recover from. However, fearing legal recourse, my cowardly producer insisted on sitting me down with a criminal defense lawyer, which I found to be scary at first, but he assured me was perfectly safe. Let's put ourselves in a sort of hypothetical scenario, right? Let's say I just want to see change and I'm not worried about sort of ethics of telling lies and what the sort of rules are around that, how people can sort of get away with that, right? So you're a lawyer, so...
Criminal.
I didn't ask if you're a criminal. You can probably keep that to yourself. But I've had my producers mock up a few sort of articles. Would you mind reading that out first?
Yep, sure. It says, blow off, show off. David Seymour does a great big fart on Metlink bus, blames it on the elderly person sitting in the handicapped seats next to him.
What sort of roadblocks do you think one might run into if someone were to publish that?
You're going to be taken to task if you're not telling the truth. I mean, there's journalistic kind of integrity.
Though a great big fart is not illegal, so...
If this said that you did a great big fart on a Metlink bus and blamed it on the elderly person sitting in the handicap seat next to you.
It'd be a fucking lie, first of all. I'm not like that. Look, alright, I think we should probably just move on, dude.
Yep.
What's the headline on this one say?
So it says, dogging with the stars.
Yep.
David Seymour caught having sex with an all black in a public space.
Here's something that I want to draw your attention to. E hara I te mea mau. That translates roughly to, this is bogus. And Rupahu News, that means not true news. Do you think we could get in trouble, or someone could get in trouble for that?
You know, that actually does raise a good point. I think you go to a certain point where people will understand it's parody.
Sorry, can you talk me through parody law a little bit?
And there's like different levels of parody law. There could be parody law where you're using famous people and famous people's likenesses, but you kind of have a disclaimer, you know, like you're saying, it's all fake.
Yeah.
There's like a disclaimer.
But it doesn't seem like a joke though, right?
With this?
Yeah.
I think the dogging with the stars is pretty good.
Thank you, first of all. Which one do you think would be sort of most palatable, that getting the least trouble for?
I think something like the fart one.
Yeah, okay.
Not too bad.
But if you knew that David Seymour did that, you would think, that's yuck. He shouldn't have done that, right?
Oh yeah, but you know, it's not quite as bad as being involved in the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Last ditch effort here. Dogging with the stars. Question mark. David Seymour caught having sex with an All Black in a public space?
Like, which part of that is in question? Is it the fact that it was in a public space?
Okay, hold on.
Is it the fact that it was an All Black?
David Seymour caught having sex with an All Black in a public space? So that's all of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking the questions, right?
Yeah.
So David Seymour should be fine with that. He's sort of gone on record in the past saying, you know, like, he doesn't want there to be restrictions on the speech, what questions that you can ask. I want to know, David Seymour caught having sex with an All Black in a public space?
Who's going to trust your credibility at the end of the day if you're going to include 4 question marks in your headline? Like, what?
Maybe 2 then.
After destroying my lawyer in a battle of the wits, I headed back to the drawing board. Though the focus group had helped me on my path, I didn't want to have to share any credit when all was said and done. And I had to be able to convince a jury of my peers that I meant it as a joke. Then, 2 pieces of paper caught my eye. There it was, right in front of me. David's downfall. Act leader David Seymour has allegedly been seen on Parliament grounds with what people are describing as a heroic mouthful of name-brand instant noodles, clenched betwixt his grimy digits like that of a soggy Kiwi crane. Though these rumours remain unverified, the staggering number of allegations being brought into the public consciousness
make this journalist believe that further investigations are pertinent if the truth is to be uncovered. Send it to the press.
Hi, is this the media or the presses? What?
I couldn't get a foot in the door at the media or the presses. It appeared David had paid them off ahead of time. Undeterred by this Orwellingtonian nightmare, I took to the streets to spread the word.
There's word going around that he might be eating noodles with his bare hands, and I just think that's a bit yuck, personally. Would that be okay if I were to just put that there so people... There's actually some games in the middle there if people, you know, sort of want to have a bit of fun there.
I could definitely pass the message on.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's in your head, I'm just trying to get it to the New Zealand people, you know.
This is honestly good work you're doing. Like, you need to go to my parents' house, I think, and be like, look at this.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm on my way there now. Well, I'll
nice outfit.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I wore this to my Year 13 ball.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'll just pop that there.
Your best outfit.
Yeah, pretty much. If I went to church, I'd probably wear it to go to church. But this is the sort of most divine thing that I've been doing. I'm just sort of trying to get the word out a little bit. I was wondering if it'd be okay if I just left this pamphlet. There's some games in there as well. Hey, how you going? Hey, I've just got a prescription to pick up.
Yeah, what was the name under?
It's Andre Moffat. It's to give David Seymour a taste of his own medicine.
Oh.
Okay. No, only joking. It's just antidepressants. There's this story that's come out that David Seymour's been eating instant noodles with his bare hands, and we just reckon that's pretty yuck. What do you think?
Yeah, that is, bro.
What's that headline there?
Does David Seymour eat instant noodles with his bare hands?
So you're saying that that hasn't popped up on your feed?
No, it hasn't, but I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised? What makes you say that?
What's David Seymour, man?
I don't think David Seymour has much credibility, really. So I don't know whether it's worth having an opinion on that article.
So the fact that he's eating noodles with his hands, getting water all over them, probably touching political documents without washing them, not too much of a bother for you?
Well, it doesn't say that.
I suppose it doesn't, but the mind does wander, doesn't it?
What is the stat? Like 63% of men don't wash their hands after coming out of the toilet.
I did not know that. That means David Seymour more than likely doesn't wash his hands after coming out of the toilet.
That's really poor. That is really poor.
Do you know who David Seymour is?
Yes.
Yeah. Any thoughts on him off the bat?
He definitely strikes me as that type of fella, yeah.
What makes you say that?
Take a look at the bloke.
Obviously, it's been some of the biggest news that's been going around lately. You'll have seen this before, I imagine?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Where do you get your news?
I don't even know who that is, to be honest with you.
You don't know this guy? You haven't seen him on the news?
I don't watch news.
Fair enough. If you had, you probably would have seen this as one of the biggest stories going around at the moment.
Always a fork. Always
Thank
a
you.
fork. Always. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Did his mother not teach him manners?
do you know sort of how you might vote in the upcoming election?
No.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. What sort of issues are you sort of thinking about in terms of...
Broader ones.
Yeah. Rather than noodles?
The big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, not noodles so much.
So you're sort of thinking climate change, economy, inflation, and not he should use a fork?
I haven't... No, I'm not thinking that. But now that you're asking me...
It just does strike me as a bit, I don't know, a bit off that he's doing that.
It goes with his, his theme.
Do you reckon you'll be voting in the upcoming election?
I will be. Absolutely not for David Seymour.
Oh, because of the noodles thing?
Oh, probably. Also the little comment he made about the Pacific peoples,
Oh yeah, that too for sure.
That little thing.
And the dependence on neoliberal capitalism,
Yeah,
but mostly the noodles thing, right?
Mostly the noodles thing, yes.
For me, the 2-minute noodles is the tip of the iceberg.
Yep, I would say so.
Cool.
It's a big iceberg.
I'm not particularly a fan of right-leaning politics, so probably won't vote for them, but...
Okay, gotcha, but mostly because the noodle stuff, eh?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Turns out print media was dead, leaving nowhere for me to read the obituary. To turn the tide of public opinion, I'd need a new approach.
Kia ora, and welcome to Rupahu News. My name is Richard Cummington.
And I'm Jackson Herman.
And this is the news. Before we get to headlines, breaking political news from outside of Parliament. Fuck. What is it? Oh, breaking, okay.
I can try get this is the news clean without the awkward.
Sure.
I think it just flows a little nicer.
Okay, go.
So, we're on shoot day 1 of Rupahu News sketch comedy. We've got our whole production going. And you may be thinking, what are these guys doing making sketch comedy? I thought I was watching a documentary. Well, there's a little something called parody law. What I learned from my legal advisor is that you can very much get sued for defamation in a documentary, but you cannot get sued for being crack up. I invited my improv buddies back to host a fake news show in which I would embed the noodle story, thereby tricking the mouth-breathing masses with the aesthetics of established journalism, like 3 News, or Jono and Ben at 10. Right, so you're gonna want to be looking sort of into where the camera is, like you're reading the teleprompter.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go, the sad butcher.
Yep.
Can you do it?
The sad butcher.
No, so it's more like, g'day, it's your old mate, the sad butcher.
No, I get it.
Okay, we'll do it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The sad butcher.
Jackson's flat white.
Thank you.
And Andre, you're fluffy.
Thanks. I mean, that was looking good to me. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, great. According to a source inside the court today, the Mad Butcher's closing statements read, "G'day, it's your mate, the sad butcher."
Cut. Beautiful. See, not too hard, eh? Thanks for coming in. You can take that just over here. Hi, audition.
Yep. Yeah.
There you are, just over there. Hi, David Seymour audition.
Yeah.
There you go. Just over in the corner. Hey, mate, audition. Good to see you again. Hi. David Seymour audition.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep, just over in the... David Seymour audition, is it? There you go. Cool, thank you. Choice. Hi, you must be Lucy.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. I'm Andre.
Nice to meet you.
You just come around the side here. Yep, you got it. Just cool. Nice one. From now on, you are David Seymour, okay? So I'm going to address you as David. You are David. So, Dave, you've put a lot of stock into being against hate speech laws, and it seems a lot like you don't really care about what happens to marginalised communities because you don't really see the imbalance of the consequences of what happens when hate speech happens to a group that is more powerful and one that isn't. Can you explain yourself for that?
Nope, you summed it up pretty well.
Well, what do you want to say to the people that do get affected?
Work harder.
She's good.
How will you be voting?
I don't know if that's. I feel like that's a bit of a myth.
No, David would know. He would say ACT. He would say party vote ACT. Do you want to try that again?
The ACT party.
What? Why?
Well, because I'm David Seymour, of course, and I'm the leader of the ACT party, and...
We're going to go for lunch, David. What would you like?
Yummy noodles.
I think we found our candidate.
Have you seen The Hobbit?
Yes, I've seen The Hobbit.
Okay, so Gollum wasn't real in that, eh? Because there's no Gollum. So what they did is they had a bloke dress up and do a thing like this, and then movie magic. Because you wouldn't have been on big jobs like this before, eh?
No.
Yeah, no, that's all good. Give me the line again.
Yummy noodles.
I'm happy. You happy? So, Rupahu News, been in the edit bay for the past couple of weeks. Been a long road to get here. You know, obviously I had the colour pass, the sound pass, VFX pass, Rainbow's End pass that I had to miss out on. Forgive me if I'm a little bit tired at the moment, but I've been up all night, you know, watching them do that. But I'm happy to have done it, because my hard work's paid off. Look at this.
Only 2 minutes to make the perfect noodles, and only 2 minutes for the perfect controversy. ACT leader David Seymour has become embroiled in yet another political scandal, allegedly being seen here on Parliament grounds eating 2-minute noodles with his bare hands. Though these reports remain unconfirmed, I speak for all of Rupahu News when I say that me goring to get to the bottom of this.
Well, Dick, I'm actually being told by our production team that we've got a dramatic reenactment to show our viewers at home.
Yummy noodles.
I'd learned from my previous attempt that in the age of modern media, ideas are in fact disseminated through what is called digital marketing. So I grabbed my digital tablet and took to the streets to spread the word.
Right, very amusing.
Amusing?
But it's clearly not David Seymour.
Could be.
No, it definitely isn't David Seymour.
Oh, what makes you say that?
It's not a very good fake video, is it?
Ouch. Someone probably tried really hard on that.
Oh well, better luck next time.
Wait, is that actually him or not?
No.
Well, like...
It very well might be.
It absolutely is. It's uncanny.
Oh, mate.
That's a meme.
Pardon?
It's a meme.
He is a meme. That's ACT leader David Seymour.
Yeah.
Caught on camera, allegedly there, eating 2-minute noodles with his bare hands.
Well, that would be very messy, wouldn't it?
It would be very messy, wouldn't it?
It's terrible.
I know, it is terrible, eh? He's eating it with his bare hands. That's so yuck.
You can see that that's not real.
Well, it is unreal how yuck it is that David Seymour might do something like... Oh, come on, Denya.
That's not real.
So, Jan, do you think that'll be affecting how people vote in this year's election?
No.
How come?
He's already done silly things, so a made-up meme is not going to change their minds.
Oh, might not be made up, though. Could be real.
It could be.
Thanks for the
so
vote
is
of
Father
confidence.
Christmas.
What are you trying to say about Santa?
Father Christmas doesn't exist.
Breaking news on the streets of Wellington. Jan thinks that Father Christmas doesn't exist. This Christmas, she'll be in for a very bad one when her stocking is filled with coal.
That's fine, I can burn it in the barbecue.
Angus, do you know how you're voting in the election this year?
Yeah, I have already voted, so...
Well, you can already vote?
Yeah, yes, you can already vote.
I kind of thought it was just tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's been open for a while.
Were you guys planning on telling me, or...?
It seemed I was the real victim of misinformation this election cycle, as my production team neglected to inform me that people had already been able to vote for fucking ages. All I could do was hope and have complete faith in the people of Aotearoa to band together against the tyrannical rule of a...
People who have put their trust in ACT tonight. This country has voted for change, and a record number have voted for real change.
acciones legales contra mí. En realidad, eso sería una craca. Parecerías un payaso. Son solo fideos, hermano. Cómetelos con las manos. ¡Qué asco! ¡Qué asco!
David, tienes las manos sucias. Tus políticas son malas. Y tu corbata es estúpido. También.
¡Qué asco! David come noodles down 2 minutes. ¡Qué yuck! Supuestamente